This is TWiT.
Boy, the reviews from Nilay Patel on The Verge, from Daring Fireball's John Gruber, from Joanna Stern at the Wall Street Journal, and on and on and on. This camera is awful. Even Micah Sargent, who has the studio display, he said, my family, I used it to make a FaceTime call. They said, is your camera smudged? Can you clean the camera? It was brand new out of the box.
Yeah.
I canceled the display. I don't, for $1,500, and you even, Jason, helped because you tweeted a picture of your display crashing.
Yes. It didn't crash. It restarted after an error.
That's a crash.
No. In Apple world, we don't call that a crash. Yeah, it's that display is hilarious. It's an
iPhone.
It is running iOS. It's an iPhone 11.
Running iOS 15.4.
Yeah. The screen, like my issues with it are the $400 adjustable stand, because I think fundamentally displays should be adjustable ergonomically. I think it's kind of outrageous.
I ordered that for it.
That's how I feel about that 24-inch iMac too. Is like you get this beautiful iMac in a cute color, and then you put a dictionary under it. Not great. You should probably have it be adjustable. The webcam is weird because I didn't see the problems other people were seeing with it, which is why I think it is probably. I think it's a bunch of things going on here. I think that a cropped widescreen 12 megapixel camera in different lighting
and it's cropped so it can do center stage.
Yeah, can be weird, but I think there are also some image processing things happening that, depending on your lighting conditions,
Apple says we're going to update this.
Really
It'll
bad.
Be better.
Because I did a 90-minute, actually talking about the embargo, a 90-minute live video on YouTube after the embargo dropped with Dan Morin. We did it for 6 Colors, and I spent the entire show on the webcam.
And nobody noticed.
And it looks good.
Nobody said, oh, that's terrible.
It looks good. So I don't know what's going on there, and I've got to think that there are software problems, which, keep in mind, will require an iOS update, apparently, in order to fix them. But there are some software problems that are making it, in certain lighting conditions, I don't think it's a hardware problem. It's possible I just got a good one, but my guess is that something really bad happened in their image processing pipeline, and it made it all look bad.
Why didn't they notice that before they shipped it?
I don't know. I wonder if it was a different version that was on the displays that they were shipping. It is one of the weirdest things that's happened to me in 25 years of writing about technology, because I got a heads up from one of my fellow embargo reviewers that there was a problem with a webcam, and so I got to spend time trying to duplicate it, and I couldn't do it. Maybe there's too much light coming into my office. I have a well-lit office. I don't know what's going on.
Gruber even had a problem with center stage. He was like, he posted a picture where he's off center.
Off center stage. I did duplicate that. That's a problem where center stage just sort of hangs around and you're not in the center, and eventually you're in the center.
It's in the iPads. I think it's in the MacBooks where it centers the camera.
So it's very clever. It's an really ultra wide camera, and then they use machine learning to detect faces and automatically kind of zoom and pan the camera to match when it works.
A Portal does this and does it better.
No, the Facebook Portal does it.
Yes, and it does it. It does it very well. So as much as I just said they're magical, Google, how come they just don't? They can't care about webcams because they keep putting these things in all these devices. They don't care.
So this laptop has a very thin screen, but you have 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
Plenty of room in the studio display to put a good camera in there. Here's, by the way, the crash message. I don't want to see a crash on my on my monitor. Plus, it's thick and square, and it's got a big fan on it. When they said there are i13 Bionics in it, I scratched my head. Mark Gurman was on MacBreak Weekly on Tuesday. He said these displays were designed 2 years ago. That's why they don't have HDR.
Yep.
They're not great displays. They're LG panels probably, but only 600 nits. He says that's why it's the A13. That was the generation of iPhone 2 years ago. And my conjecture, and he kind of agreed, is they had extra chips. Why not?
There is so much going on with Apple's products right now that is recycling. You can see it. Like, they are one of the ways... they make it up in volume. One of the ways it works is they keep using the same stuff. So the camera in this, and this is the argument I think about the studio display that's interesting, is did they get carried away because they like center stage so much and they're like, well, we'll just use the exact same hardware in every single device that has center stage. So it's the same camera
and spatial audio.
Right. It's all
hey Shlomo.
Right. All of the microphone stuff sounds very much like what's in JJ's MacBook Pro. The speakers, they say that they're better, but they're very much the same engineering. Yeah. They're reusing so many of the parts
recycled.
Because, I mean, the truth is they are only one company, and how do you handle it if you are going your own and building all your own stuff? Is you got to reuse it, right?
So I canceled it. I had an LG HDR 120 hertz display. No, I guess it's only 60 hertz, so it wasn't that fast. But it's just for Lisa's spreadsheet. She doesn't need 120 hertz spreadsheets. That I'd already bought. I brought a Brio camera because I didn't know Apple was going to do this. I canceled the display and I said, "Well, we'll just use what we already have. It's fine." The only thing she doesn't have is those nice speakers, and they sound good, right?
No. That was actually I all these people complaining about the webcam, and I'm like, guys, I had no problem with the webcam. The speakers are okay for speakers that are embedded in a little display, but that's it. That's they're
interesting.
You don't want to listen to music on them, right?
So do they sound as good as the iMac?
I didn't think they sounded as good as the iMac Pro. Which is maybe the iMac Pro has better speakers than the regular iMac.
Seems a really weird thing to skimp on.
I think
especially if you're selling.
I think they're as good as you can get in that space in a monitor, but they're not. Then they oversell it and they say, "Oh, this is all studio quality," and I think that's the problem. However, I will say Mac users have wanted an Apple external display for years, and this thing is going to sell really well because there's so many people with MacBook Pros and MacBook Airs who. Their only real option at Apple's Retina resolution has been the LG Ultrafine, and this is the same panel more or less, just a little bit brighter.
But that's what I bought for $550 an LG Ultrafine. It's 4K, not 5K, and that's fine.
And the only monitor that got me excited is the Samsung Arc. If you'd like to buy 2 of those and send
those are nice. This is that new one that goes up as well as out, right?
You can get us one. Me and
Why
Lisa.
would you? That is the weirdest. So is the idea that you're playing a game and you're tilt back?
So the first
you live
thing,
in a cave.
Yeah.
Your computer is your cave.
So the first thing I don't understand in general why I'm probably just going to get one just so I can see is they show you the display with you have sections. You have your gaming and you can see your webcam and it's arced in front of you, right? But I'm like, how is my webcam deadpan center shooting when I'm looking at this monitor? How is that possible? It's not possible, but that's why you spend money and buy things because the marketing looks good and I feel like I should have it.
They got us.
You should definitely get us one. My birthday, Christmas.
What's it called again?
Negotiate. The Samsung Arc.
Arc. Let me just see if I can. How much is it? Have they announced?
Like $8 million. I don't know how much it is.
It's one of those if you don't ask, if you
have to ask.
It's too expensive.
Yeah. Well. All right.
There
oh my God!
You can see it right there.
Yeah. No, I know what it looks like. I'm trying to show the people at home.
Yeah. So.
That looks like a walking case of neck strain.
You can flip it, and you can also. It just becomes a widescreen when you turn it. Because guess what? They don't charge you $400.
Wow.
They don't charge you $400. It comes with a stand though. You can rotate it.
How much is it? Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
It might be more than $400.
If it's less than $1,500, we're still winning.
It's not less than $1,500.
It's not less than $1,500. That is not a monitor.
When you say it like that means you won't buy it for me for Christmas. We got to just negotiate, you know? We lowball the price. We just have them order it. We show them the bill 2 months later. But that's impressive to me. That's something new, and I'm excited to check that out.
It's new. I mean, you could say that much.
It's different, yeah.
It's new.